Hello, my name is Brother Franco Taylor, your health evangelist, and welcome to part 7 of the 8 natural secrets to good health. In this video, we're going to talk about the fourth secret. But before we do that, let's recap the last video. In part 6, we talked about the fact that we needed to be temperate, not to overdo. We needed to be moderate, not to overwork, not to work too much, not to eat too much, not to talk too much, not to play too much, not to worry too much, not to overdo it. Simply because those things cause us to become obese, to become tired, for our nerves to become frayed, constipation, stressed out, depressed. All of those happened. And when that happened, of course, that meant that with the nervous energy all knocked out of whack, we ended up with blood pressure driving sky high, and everything just went, the body just went crazy when we overdid it. So bottom line, we learned in our last video in part 6 not to overdo it. And that was our third secret. But today in part 7, we're going to talk about the fourth secret, which is lots of rest and sleep. Lots of rest and sleep. And again, we're going to go to the owner's manual in in Ecclesiastes 5:12. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 12. The scripture says, "The rest of a laboring man is sweet, but the abundance of the wealthy won't suffer him to rest." So bottom line, God is saying that he gives his beloved rest. Rest is good for us. We should have rest. We find that in determining the amount of sleep, we've been told that we need to get 8 hours of sleep every night. We've heard that for the last 30 or 40 years. But again, in the owner's manual, in Ecclesiastes 5:12, we're told that we should get some sleep. So now we go back to the Bible and we look at something. We find that there's a scripture in Genesis, the first chapter, around 15 or 16, and it says that God placed two great lights in the sky to rule. The greater light to rule by day and the lesser light by night. We know that the greater light, of course, was the sun, but the lesser light was the moon. And the moon was placed there. I'm not pushing horoscope. I'm pushing straight up Bible, and I'm pushing truth, because there's something about the moon and about sleeping at night. And this is what we want to look at. And the question that I usually ask people is, how much sleep should we get? In general, they'll say somewhere between 6 to 10 hours. And that's true, around 6 to 10 hours. A real young person would need a good 10 hours of sleep. An older person, you get in my age, okay, and you need a little less sleep. You don't need as much sleep. So between 6 to 10 hours is good. But the question is, what hours are the best hours of sleep? That's where we get into something, okay? We found that the best hours of sleep, and I get all kinds of answers. I'll say night hours, of course, which is always wise. And then I'll get people to tell me, well, when you can. That's a fairly good answer too, I guess you could say. But actually the best hours are from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. in the morning. 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Those are the best 6 hours. And it's because the moon's gravitational pull, the moon puts its hands down, you might say its pressure gently on the earth. The tide goes in. Plants grow seemingly 10 times as fast at night. Everything just seems to happen at night. But during those hours of 9 p.m. to 3 a.m., we get into our deepest sleep, that REM sleep, that rapid eye motion sleep, where we're just, I mean, you're unconscious, you're out there, no dreams, no nothing, just deep, sweet sleep. And this is the best hour, these are the best hours of sleep from, say, 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. Now, of course, if you go from 9 to 6 or some 9 to 5, that's the best 8 hours, so forth, so on. But we found that the best sleep is from 9 until 3. Now, here's the question. Should you sleep in a room that is cool or a room that is hot? You got it. You sleep in a cool room. The best sleep is when you're cool. How about in a noisy room or a quiet room? Once again, you got it. You should sleep in a room that is relatively quiet, no noise at all, for the best sleep. Because anytime you hear noises, your brain begins to work. And when your brain is working, you're not really asleep. If you're having dreams and nightmares, you're not really asleep. Because any conscious awareness in the brain means that there's no sleep taking place. But when you're out, you don't remember anything. That's good sleep. And last of all, I ask you, do you sleep in a hot room or a cool room? Well, you got it. It should be a cool room. So you sleep in a cool room, you sleep in a dark room, and you sleep, as opposed to a well-lit room, and you sleep in a quiet room. This gives you that good, deep sleep, that peaceful sleep that you ought to have. And so once again, when you don't get your rest, something happens. When you do get rest, of course, your food digests better. You get a lot of digestion over the night when your body is not busy sending blood in other directions for doing all kinds of other things like being awake, brain power, because the scriptures tell us in Leviticus 17:11 the life of the flesh is in the blood. So it takes blood for all the body processes. So when you're asleep at night, nothing is happening except the body is resting. The digestion takes place. The body is at ease. If you're in pain, that pain seems to lessen at night. You'll find out that your blood pressure will go down. The sugar level will go down. That's why they call it first sugar test that you take in the morning. They call that your resting sugar, because your body has had a chance to rest, and usually the sugar is down at a normal level. Your energy level picks up because you've had a chance to rest. The nerves have had a chance to rest. The muscles, the joints, everything in your brain has had a chance to rest. So that means that even your mental ability, your mental acuity is even better. It's stronger, it's strengthened, it's heightened when you've had a good night of sleep. And you're in a good mood. When you're tired, you're just in a jacked up mood, you're depressed, you don't feel good, but you're in a good mood when you get a good night of rest. So you can see easily that rest is an important secret to good health. It is the fourth all-natural secret. You all must excuse me. I thought I had turned this thing off, but I didn't. And it's my son calling me. Son, I'll call you back in just a minute. That happens, folks. This is not TV, okay? This is just my talking to you, just an infomercial. Now, again, you want to make sure that you get the rest, because the rest is good for all the body processes. It helps you to become rested, peaceful of mind, peaceful of mood. Your body is rested, your food is digested, your energy level is up. All these good things happen when you get rest. So you can easily see again that rest is an important secret, all-natural secret to good health. So please join us for part 8, which will be secret 5 of the 8 natural secrets to good health. See you then.